Alright, good morning. We are at Junior's having breakfast.
Good morning.
So Junior's is very fun. It's here in Times Square. We got small pastries. Delicious French toast, it looks like. That looks good. Bacon and some apple stuff. And an omelet. Potatoes.
Potatoes and toast.
So yeah. Breakfast. Alright, we just finished breakfast at Junior's, and that was really good.
It was really good.
Yeah, it was really good, and they were really fast. Like, we ordered it, and they had it ready in just a few minutes, and it was tasty.
And huge portions. Like, I think I like their breakfast better than I like their, like, lunch or dinner menu.
Yeah, it was good. And the only problem is we didn't order cheesecake, but we'll do that later.
Yeah.
But, yeah, no, it was very good, and you could tell it was good by the amount of older people eating in there because they were loving it. They always know the best breakfast spot, so if you find the older crowd, they know where breakfast is at. But Ginger doesn't know what we're gonna go and do next. What we're gonna go do now is a walking tour of Broadway that they have, but in the walking tour you actually get to go in the new Amsterdam Theatre and see some of the Disney stuff, so some of the props and things. So we are gonna go and do that.
Over on 41st Street. That is home to shows like Rent and Newsies. Play there. Any Newsies fans here by any chance? Anything? You see Newsies as a dancer? Okay, cool. Newsies fans, fantastic. Hold on to that. You might see some stuff later you'll enjoy.
Our tour leader's name was Colin, and he was awesome. He has performed on Broadway and knows the industry very well, and is a big Disney fan. Not only did he talk about the general history of Broadway, but he also had a lot of great information and stories about Disney on Broadway, and he told us some of those stories outside of the theaters where Frozen and The Lion King are currently playing. Then we arrived at the new Amsterdam Theatre, which is Disney's theater on Broadway, and the current home of Aladdin. I couldn't film or take pictures in certain areas of the theater and backstage, but we did spend some time on stage, which was very cool. Look at us, we're the king of New York. In addition to hearing a lot about the history of the theater, they also brought out a number of props and costumes from most of the Disney Broadway musicals. And they told us some details about each prop. Here are just a few highlights.
Everything comes out of it, right? When she moves into the Banks nursery, she pulls out potted plants that are about 6 feet tall and that big coat rack. That's easy to do when you're doing a movie with Julie Andrews. You can do it with special effects and how you cheat the camera angle. When you're doing it on stage for 1,700 people every night, you have to figure out how to do this and do it the same way, every single performance. So how do you make a bottomless bag on Broadway? I'll ask. You tell me.
Careful, hold on.
Bottomless, they hold a hole in the bottom of the bag, so that's exactly what they do. Mary walks in with this bag. It is empty. She sets it down. This is reinforced with steel on the bottom, so it's very, very heavy, so you get that nap when she sets it down. And she sits it on a table that has a trap door in it that swings open, and then there's a crew member there back behind. There's a prop guy back there that's feeding all those things up and through the holes in the table and the holes in the... This is our first show on Broadway, which is Beauty and the Beast. And except for these gnarly toes poking out the sides, it looks like a regular, ordinary riding boot from provincial France a couple hundred years ago. Now, Beast, the four actors who played Beast, everybody knows that was an actor, right? That wasn't a real He had to get into the makeup chair an hour before everybody else was required to be signed in as cast members on stage. So everybody else is usually required to be here at half hour. Beast had to be there 90 minutes early to get into the $100,000 worth of makeup and prosthetics. So it took a lot of extra time. He was wearing anywhere from 75 to 100 pounds of costuming, depending on which actor played him throughout the years. So they wanted to give him some comfortable footwear, not only for his feet, but also to protect the $100,000 worth of makeup and prosthetics. So, provincial riding boot from France a couple hundred years ago? Not at all. First of all, here's your audio cue. Did they have Velcro in provincial France a couple hundred years ago? No, they did not. Did they have Reebok high tops in provincial France a couple hundred years ago? He's walking around and kicks the entire time. Those Tony voters had no idea when they gave the show the Tony Award for Best Costume Design that they were giving it to Reeboks. And some other stuff too.
After talking about each of the props and costume items, they actually let us try some of them on and take pictures with them. It was pretty cool. Ed's mask from The Lion King. The lamp from Aladdin. Newspapers from Newsies. Mary Poppins' bag and umbrella. One of the props from the chimney sweeps in Mary Poppins. One of the wedding hats from Aladdin and the lamp. The chef's knife from The Little Mermaid. Sebastian's coat. Not only getting to hear about these items, but also getting to handle them ourselves was very cool. And the Disney cast members that helped with this part of the tour were awesome. Alright, we just got done with the Magic of Disney on Broadway tour, and it was really fun.
It was really cool, yeah.
Our tour guide, Colin, he actually has been in, he was in the original cast of Matilda, and he's been in several different shows. So he, for about the first hour or hour and a half, took us around different theaters and told kind of stories and history of Broadway. And then for the last half, we got to go in the new Amsterdam Theatre and try on costumes and props, got to go on stage and got to hear the history of the theater. And it was all really interesting. So yeah, so I thought it was really fun. Any other thoughts?
I really enjoyed it. I thought, and even just going on it because you're with Disney fans, you're with Broadway geeks, so it's really fun to just be with your nerd out with other people.
Yeah, everyone was really excited. Everyone kind of knew little details, so it was very fun to be with that group. And also, Colin was totally into it. And yeah, but trying on all those props was fun from each of the main Disney shows that they've done. So it was pretty cool. All right, we are headed to our Saturday matinee, Oklahoma. And the one thing I will say where I am snobby is sometimes I feel Saturday matinee crowds are a little unruly and not quite as classy at night. So we'll see if I'm just being mean or if this crowd is...
Well, I think this crowd is probably naturally going to be a little unruly because it's in the round, a little different.
Yeah, it's a little different setup, but it's theater in the round, so we'll see how we like it. But it is supposed to be a new telling, kind of more modern and a little bit darker, so we'll see what we think. But yeah, once again, we had a great time on that tour, and now we are headed to Oklahoma. We just got done seeing Oklahoma, and you would think Rodgers and Hammerstein's, I always think of the movie that was was it probably in the 60s or something like that? Or
yeah, well, and then they did that Hugh Jackman version in the 90s.
And so in my mind, I'm like, oh, this will be happy. The moral of the story is, there were really exciting parts, like when they're singing Oh What a Beautiful Morning, I was loving that, and when they sang Oklahoma, the actual song,
yes, that was very cool.
Honestly, so excited. But then it was Crazy Town. I was feeling okay about it before intermission, and then intermission happens. And it's crazy.
Well, after intermission, I thought it was really funny, and I was like, oh, this is turning around. I'm actually liking it more.
Yes, yeah, that's where I was at.
I don't know what to say about it. It was totally unexpected, but it's all the same, wording, songs, and everything, except for it's just takes this dark twist. It's
everything is meant in a dark way. It's
I think we were nervous about going to Beetlejuice, so we decided not to. But I think
Beetlejuice would have been more upbeat than this. Yes,
yeah.
yes, yeah. No, it was, yeah, no, just the more I process it and like talking to, I saw people on the elevator, I'm like, oh, what did you think of it? And they're like, and I'm like, I thought it was cray. And they're like, oh yeah, no, it was crazy town. What was that? And so, yeah, so it closes in January, I think. So if you want to try for it, go for it, but you don't have to. But the singers were amazing, the performers were amazing. It was a fun theater in the round.
Yes.
We got chili.
We went, chili, and then we got to go on 2 Broadway theaters today because we got to go on the
we got to go on the stage, and so that was fun. I mean, it was fun, but all right, we are about to have dinner here.
I already started.
Yes, we got it from one of the cards from the
Halal guys.
Yeah, so we got that. We got the combo with the beef and chicken and different things. So we'll see. Ooh, and sauce.
This is magic.
So we'll see how it goes. And for dessert, we have some cookies from Smackery's. They're so good, and it's a Broadway tradition. Then it was time for our last show, Tootsie. All right, we just finished up Tootsie, and Tootsie was very fun.
It was very fun, yeah.
Yeah, so for those of you who don't know, it's the story of Michael Dorsey, who is a Broadway actor, but it's not going well. So then he thinks if he auditions as a woman, he'll have a better chance at a part, and he gets it, and hilarity ensues. Is that what we'd say?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. So it was good, and it was fun because there were lots of good, like, friend characters and, like, work characters, just funny different characters interacting with them, and they were all very funny. The music was fun and upbeat. It's not like anything where it's going to be like some big moving Les Mis or anything like that,
No.
but it's like something that you go and have a good time, and just the staging was fun. So any other thoughts?
Well, the promo says you laugh your butt off, and I was laughing pretty good throughout the show.
The booties were off. So yeah, no, it was very fun. And then afterwards we waited and got signatures, and so many people from the cast came out, and that was very nice. And that was one thing where we were saying that even though the show's been out for a while and they've already done the Tonys, they were very nice to all the fans. So we appreciated that because not every show does that.
Yeah,
so,
that's right.
So that was very nice. But since we're wrapping up, well, I'll probably include tomorrow on this vlog, but just wrapping up kind of Broadway. What was your maybe favorite shows, or what surprised you most with the shows?
So I think I was surprised that probably my favorite one was Seawall a Life, which is a play, and usually I'm a huge musical fan. So out of all of the shows that I saw, that was by far my favorite. Just touching, and you just feel a connection with the characters and everything. Moulin Rouge I thought was really good, just didn't love it quite like I wanted to. And then Oklahoma was just, I don't know what to say about it anymore. It's just crazy.
Crazy. But yeah, and since I came in a night early, I loved seeing Hadestown. It was so good. But yeah, the spectacle of Moulin Rouge was great. So I think anyone who likes pop music or likes the spectacle of Broadway, that's an amazing Broadway show to see. Like we said, a little risque, and also not quite the like emotional connection, but spectacle, amazing. But yeah, Seawall of Life, so good. Like, I won't see many plays like that or experiences like that in my life. So that was very cool. Tootsie was a lot of fun. But yeah, Oklahoma was a hot mess and scary. It was trouble, so... Oh, what a scary musical. Oh my goodness, it was terrifying. But the actors, like, nothing against them, because their voices were amazing. Yes. Like, as performers, I would definitely, if I heard specific ones were in a show, I would go and seek out that show just because they were amazing performers. Yeah. It's just the interpretation of it.
Interesting.
Yes. So anyway, we are going to, call it a night, but the vlog's not over yet because we have a little bit more fun tomorrow before we fly home. So, all right, Good morning. It is our last morning here. And we have been eating lots of big, giant breakfasts every day. And the problem with that is, then we're full the rest of the day. And then we don't get to eat other fun places.
That's true.
And so we decided to just have a mild and small breakfast this morning. Ginger is having
oatmeal and a yogurt pot from Pret a Manger.
There you go. And I'm just having like an egg sandwich. So just a quick grab and go sort of thing. But hopefully that will mean we'll at least get to eat something other than breakfast foods and desserts. So yes, but. All right, we are at the Central Park Boathouse, and we just went to the little to-go window, and I got French fries and a hot dog. And what did you get?
I got the ham and brie sandwich.
Looks exciting. Now we are gonna head back onto the subway. Hopefully grab some cheesecake if I can fit it in me. Ooh. And then we will get ready to go to the airport. So yeah, just finding our way out of Central Park. All right, we are here at Junior's getting cheesecake, and this is one of my favorite treats in New York, but it is the best cheesecake, voted consistently multiple times, best cheesecake in New York, and I love it. After we finished the cheesecake, we grabbed our luggage and hopped in a cab back to the airport. Thanks for joining us on our trip to New York City. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. My hope is always to help make your next Disney adventure a little bit more magical. So if you haven't already, consider subscribing, because I have more adventures from Disneyland, Walt Disney World, and the Disney Cruise Line coming very soon. Thanks so much, and have a magical day.